So beginning the final round on the Toboggan, Cale was on top with a 4-throw gap over his nearest competitor. Cincinnati, Ohio's Matthew Blakely had fashioned solid rounds of 58 and 65 to land a spot in the featured foursome. Matty O is one of 4 players tied for third at 10 under, 5 throws off the lead. Rounding out the final group is Oregon's Dave Feldberg, who had posted scores of 57 and 67 so far. Back on the second card, but also starting the round at 10 under, were Critter Bill and Greg Barsby. With the other 3 players looking at par, Matt Orum is just inside the 10-meter circle with a chance at birdie to pull into a tie for second with Matthew Blakely, 4 behind Cale. The par 5 second is a hard hole to play well. Top echelon players like these have enough power to manage it pretty handily, if they can keep it in the short grass. Matty O's drive splits the fairway, yet he'll face a nasty uphill second shot. The view here only hints at the slope these players face. This is the only par 5 on the Toboggan course. Dave straight into the right rough with his drive, but wows him with his second shot. An uphill lie gets the better of Matthew Blakely. And that's Matthew you can't see in the bushes, getting his third shot over the crest of the hill. So everyone sits 3 at the top of the hill, looking for birdies. Birdies around. The third is the last of the big hill shots for a few holes. Matty O has turned one over into trouble on the right. Cale and Matt Blakely were on the more open left side. But the fireworks on this hole came not off the hill, but on the flat. Dave was lodged in the shul and carefully worked out his route and disc selection. You missed it too? Take my word for it. He's parked. Matty O had to play out sideways to the fairway, so this is his third shot. That'll come to rest literally under the basket. What do 2 marginal shots add up to on this course? Usually trouble. Unless you can make a habit of shots like this one. Matthew Blakely is more than happy to card a birdie 3. And Cale answers with a fine birdie putt of his own to maintain a 4-throw advantage over Blakely. Matty O recovered nicely, but had the only par on the card. None of the players came close to the pin on this left-to-right bender, making tough up shots the order of the day. Dave, Cale, and Matty O fared all right, but the shul got the better of Matt Blakely as he posted the only bogey on the card, dropping him into a 3-way tie for second.
Yeah, buddy.
So everyone trails Cale by 5 through 4 holes. We haven't found a camera angle that captures this hole well. Everything just disappears into the trees. Matt Blakely goes with a roller, gets lucky going through the trees, and ends up past the pin. His competitors have all missed deuce attempts. Off the course, Matthew works as a process engineer. And there's a nice birdie as Matthew moves into solo second, 4 behind Cale. The next 2 holes are felt by many to be the 2 best holes on this course. Both are challenging par 4s, with trouble aplenty along the way. Matt Orum's drive was the best of this bunch. Cale was in trouble to the right. Matthew Blakely had straight left, but Dave Feldberg found fairway with his drive.
Nice shot.
Dave could use a birdie 3 here if he's going to make a move. Matty O is under the basket for a drop-in birdie, and Matthew Blakely has par well in hand, but Cale still has a bit of work to do for his par. While Dave Feldberg had honors here on the 7th, both he and Matthew Blakely missed the gap.
Good shot, buddy.
Matt Orum and Cale Leviska had no such trouble.
Yeah, Cale. Sexy time.
Dave is working out his line and release angle to navigate out of the woods. He's cleared the way and seems to have covered almost everything. And as x-rays would later reveal, that was the sound of Dave breaking a bone in his throwing hand. Cale pretty much parked his second shot while our crew was helping round up some ice for Dave. And then it was Matty O's turn to wow the crowd. We won't show you our close-up of Dave's hand. Not suitable for a family show, but he's hanging in there nonetheless. Matthew Blakely made yet another fine putt to save par. Cale and Matty O cleaned up their birdies, and Dave iced his hand and a bittersweet par. Feldberg wrecked his hand on that last hole. There's one. Oh, that's looking good. The 8th is another blind hole. That was Dave's drive we caught coming in. Matthew Blakely caught one of the guard trees, but served up a big run at deuce.
Get it. Woo! Nice run, dude.
Cale has already missed his shot at a 2, so Matty O can make up some ground with a deuce here. Nicely done. He narrows Cale's lead to 3 throws, and Dave just can't buy a break. Matthew Blakely fell to 6 off of Cale's pace when he missed his comebacker. The uphill par 3 9th is just too long for most players, even these guys, to have much of a shot at birdie. Nothing too exciting out of this group. Just solid drives, routine approach shots, and putts every pro should make. We'll get back to the action on the Toboggan later in the show. For now, it's still Cale by 3 over Matty O with 9 to play.